Hey guys, how you doing? It's KJ with the scariest movie ever made and riggedreality.com. If you haven't heard yet, you might not even know who this guy is, but Andrew Breitbart died today. It's March 1st, and it was a heart attack. So, sure, seems like, just a regular story. Some dude has a heart attack at 43 and dies, but there's a lot more to this story, and I just wanted to draw a couple of parallels here, or connect a few dots, and let's kind of do it real quick here. So, all right, Andrew Breitbart, conservative blogger. He's only been around like less than 10 years, as far as I know. What really launched him, though, what really kind of made him huge, was Acorn. Do you guys remember the Acorn scandal a little while back? There was that guy and the girl that had an undercover camera, and they were dressing up like prostitute and a pimp, and going into all these different Acorn locations, which is a government. It's a government set-up group that they're supposed to be helping people out with housing, like the underprivileged and the poor and all this, right? So it turns out they're involved in murder and major connections to Obama. And the biggest deal was that, I'm going to show you a little clip here. The biggest problem with Acorn, I guess, was the whole connection with child prostitution and smuggling children in from other countries for prostitution. Kind of effed up, right? Well, again, just a really nasty, disgusting government organization, total setup, total sham, huge connections to Barack Obama. Here's a quick little clip. The kids are in one of the offices right here. They're looking like a prostitute and a pimp, and here's what happened. Just check this out.
Prostitution. Oh, okay.
And we want to set up sort of like a business to do this type of thing. And
prostitution.
that's right. We've been to a couple banks to try to obtain housing, a place to establishment where you can do your work, and we faced a lot of discrimination from many different
Well, I
banks.
bet you have, because you're a lot narrow-minded, one-sided, let's see, right-wing, bleeding heart liberals out there that,
Huh?
and they're, bleeding hearts, not necessarily liberals, because if they were liberal, they would be helping you.
Okay, so obviously this broad's an idiot, but aside from that, let's just to make it clear what just happened there. And that's just this is one clip, and these kids have got tons and tons of footage. Again, if you haven't even heard about it, which you probably did, check it out. Check out the whole Acorn scandal. Huge connections to Barack Obama and all of his minions, and just really nasty, nasty stuff. So yeah, the kids are going in there saying, "Hey, we want to set up a place where we can conduct prostitution here in America. Is that cool?" Well, yeah, sure. So she's obviously on board. I could have showed you, like I said, tons of other clips, but you get the idea. Okay, anyway, so just check it out on your own. I'm going to go back here to Breitbart. So that's what made this guy famous, was the kids made these videos, and he's the one that released them. He's the one that brought them out to the public, and that launched this dude into conservative superstardom, so to speak. But even that, the guy is not necessarily conservative. If anything, he's more of a libertarian. I do believe he genuinely was trying to bring truth out to people, although he was locked into a little bit of that false left-right paradigm, that liberal versus conservative argument that traps so many millions of people. I think he was a little bit into that because he was on Fox News a lot and all that. But anyway, yeah, so here we go. I think that this right here, the video I'm about to show you, could potentially be the reason why he died. I'll get more to that in a second. But check this out. He had video he was going to release that sounds like it was going to be huge. It was going to make Acorn look like nothing. So check this out. Oh, and by the way, this is 3 weeks ago.
I have a thesis about who we're fighting against. This is the hard left. I thought when I graduated from college in 1991, I thought that ponytail that I left in my humanities class, that silver ponytail, was just going to retire in the shady acres of academia and go on. I had no idea that these people were absolutely serious about the malarkey that they were teaching me, the post-structuralist, politically correct garbage. Unfortunately, in the year 2004, the radical left basically did a coup d'etat of the Democratic Party and basically kicked a person that 4 years before was called the standard bearer of decency in the Democratic Party, and that was Joe Lieberman. That was over. That was the end of the Democratic Party, and after the 2010 election cycle, DLC went under. It's over. There's no such thing as a moderate Democrat. And so what do we get now in Barack Obama? Well, I've got videos, by the way. This election, we're going to vet him. I've got videos. This election, we're going to vet him.
It is.
From his college days to show you why racial division and class warfare are central to what Hope and Change was sold in 2008. The videos are going to come out. The narrative is going to come out that Barack Obama met a bunch of silver ponytails back in the 1980s, like Bill and Bernadine Dorn, who, equally radical, said one day we're going to have the presidency, and the rest of us slept while they plotted and they plotted and they plotted, and they oversaw hundreds of millions of dollars in the Annenberg Challenge, and they had real money from real capitalists who gave it on to their children and their children's children, and then they become communists. We got to work on that. We got to work on that. That's a parenthesis. Barack Obama is a radical. We should not be afraid to say that. Okay?
All right, guys. Anyway, so he goes on. It's about a 20-minute speech or whatever. This was at CPAC about, it was actually around the 10th of February, 2012, so about 3 weeks ago or so. So yeah, people like Breitbart get sent information. People out there get sent things. He got sent Acorn. It blew him up. He got it out there, and the Acorn took a huge chunk out of the elitists or the elites' game, or the Illuminati's game, if you will. And I like to use the word Illuminati. I mean, of course, there is an Illuminati, but it also is kind of an all-encompassing word for the elite, the true 1%, all that stuff. The Zionists, if you will, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, so Acorn took a big pinch out of one of their scams, and it looks like this next video, whatever it is that Breitbart had, was going to blow the lid off Barack for good. So it's probably some really cool stuff. The bummer is I don't know if we're ever going to see it now, but that'd be kind of cool. So now you get to the conspiracy side. But hey, it was just a heart attack. How could that have happened? Now it gets deep, guys. Even Alex Jones, I heard this morning, was talking about possible HARP. Maybe it was a directed energy weapon type thing. But then I thought about something else. I actually made a video not long ago, and here it is. It was called Illuminati Guns That Shoot Cancer and AIDS, right? Anyway, they also shoot heart attacks. So I just kind of want to show you this quick little clip right here, and just think about it.
So I had to find, one time they wanted me to find out if there was such a thing as a poison that was undetectable, especially one that seemed to mimic a heart attack, that would kill someone, but it would appear that they had a heart attack. I did find such a thing.
Does this physical fire the dark? Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman. And a special one was developed which potentially would be able to enter the target without perception.
The poison was frozen into some sort of dart, and then it was shot at very high speed into the person. So when it reached the person, it would melt inside them, and the only thing would be like one little tiny red dot on their body, which was...
Anyway, guys, there it is. I mean, just keep in mind, the Illuminati, the elites, the controllers, the banksters, whatever you want to call these guys, they've got access to all the crazy, cool, wild, science fiction-y type, weapons and, research the Velixi spaceships. I mean, these guys have got all kinds of really intense and incredible things. They're on top of it with technology. There's a whole world, of course, that exists outside of our world, and they're involved in it, and they have access to these things. So anyway, that's about it for the video, guys. Just drawing a few connections. It's quite possible, I'm thinking that Breitbart was killed for this information that was about to come out in about 3 weeks, guys. Research things like this. Happens all the time. Look up the Clinton, dead Clinton friends is one. Look up Vince Foster. Look up Bush. A lot of dead bodies around these presidents, okay? Especially the ones who are Illuminati connected, so to speak. So thanks, guys. Just food for thought. I'll see you down in the comments section. Take care.